Welcome back to my channel Pocket Change Coins. If you love discovering hidden treasures, you're in the right place. First, we're revealing some coins that could be worth way more than you think. Stick around to find out. New here? Like, subscribe, and let's dive in. We're focusing on a coin that might be tucked away in your collection or even your pocket change right now, the 1971 US Liberty 1-cent coin. At first glance, it might just seem like another common penny, but trust me, this particular coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around to learn the fascinating details behind this coin and why it could be worth a small fortune. The Liberty 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny, is a coin that has been part of American currency since 1909. The 1971 version is part of the iconic series, but what sets this particular penny apart from others? Well, it all starts with the condition of the coin. If you've spent any time collecting coins, you know that condition is everything. Most coins you find in circulation have some signs of wear. They've been passed around in wallets, changed hands, and generally handled a lot. But what if you find one in excellent, uncirculated condition? That's where the real value comes in. The 1971 penny was minted at a time when the U.S. Mint was producing a significant amount of coins for circulation. The coin features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American unity and perseverance, on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to Lincoln's legacy. While these details may seem standard, the 1971 penny has a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its historical context and the condition it is found in. As you likely know, the vast majority of coins from this era are not in pristine condition. Most of them have been in circulation for years, so finding one that looks as if it just left the mint is incredibly rare. A coin in mint condition, with sharp details and no visible wear, is highly sought after. If you happen to have a 1971 penny that looks like it's brand new, congratulations. That's the kind of find that coin collectors are after. Coins in uncirculated condition can sell for significantly more than their face value, sometimes even hundreds of times more, but it's not just about condition. There's also something important to consider: minting errors. Minting errors are imperfections that happen during the production of the coin. These mistakes can create coins that are entirely unique. Maybe the design is misaligned, the coin is double-struck, or perhaps there's some kind of missing detail. Mint errors can make a coin even more valuable, and the 1971 penny is no exception. If your penny has any kind of minting flaw, such as a double die or an off-center strike, you might have a true rarity on your hands. For example, double die coins happen when the coin is struck more than once, causing a double image on the design. In some cases, the text or other features of the coin appear blurred or duplicated. Off-center coins occur when the blank coin planchet is not properly aligned during the minting process. These coins often have the design off to one side, creating a distinctive look that is instantly recognizable. It's important to check your 1971 penny carefully. Inspect the edges, the design, and the lettering for any signs of unusual features that could indicate a minting error. Even small details can make a huge difference in the value of the coin. Remember, these errors are rare, so if you find one, you're holding a potential treasure in your hands. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much can a 1971 penny be worth? If your 1971 penny is in perfect condition, free from wear, and maybe even has a minting error or two, you might be sitting on something truly special. While most 1971 pennies are worth just 1 cent, a high-quality, error-free version could fetch much more. In fact, a 1971 US Liberty 1-cent coin in exceptional condition or with a rare minting error can be worth as much as $85,000. That's right, $85,000. While it might sound unbelievable, it's true. The rarity of these coins, especially those in excellent condition or with minting errors, makes them highly valuable to collectors. If you find one in your collection, it's definitely worth getting it appraised by a professional. So, what should you do if you have a 1971 penny that seems special? First, carefully inspect it. Look for signs of wear and check for any minting errors. If it's in great condition or has a unique flaw, you could have a valuable coin on your hands. And if you're not sure, take it to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist who can assess its value for you. Before we wrap up, here's a quick tip. If you're serious about collecting, always keep an eye out for rare coins in your change or when going through old collections. You never know when you might find that one special piece that could be worth a small fortune. Second rare coin, we're diving into a coin that may seem simple at first glance but could be hiding some serious value, the 1980 US Liberty 1-cent coin. At first, this might just seem like another penny, but if you know where to look, this little coin could be worth far more than you think. In today's video, we'll explore the history, design, and unique qualities of the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin, and why it's become a must-have for collectors. Stick around, because by the end, you'll be surprised at just how valuable this coin can be. Let's start with a little background. The Liberty 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the Lincoln penny, has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These two symbols represent both the man who led the nation through one of its most challenging times and the memorial dedicated to his legacy. The 1980 penny was part of this iconic series, but unlike other years, there's something special about this particular coin that makes it a valuable piece of American history. The 1980 penny was minted at a time when the U.S. was dealing with high inflation rates and economic challenges, which makes it an interesting coin to hold onto from a historical perspective. But as you probably know, most pennies that were minted during this period are not particularly valuable. So, what makes the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin stand out? It all comes down to condition and rare minting errors that can make this coin worth much more than its face value. Let's talk about the condition of the coin. Most coins you come across in circulation will have been used quite a bit. They'll show signs of wear like scratches, dents, and faded designs. But, if you find a 1980 penny that looks like it just came out of the mint, you've got something rare. A coin that's in uncirculated condition, with sharp, clear details and no signs of wear, is highly coveted by collectors. Even though the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion pennies in 1980, only a small fraction of them were preserved in such pristine condition. That's why a well-preserved 1980 penny can command a much higher price. In addition to its condition, another factor that can add value to the 1980 penny is minting errors. Minting errors happen when there's a flaw in the coin's production process. These errors are rare, but they can make a huge difference in the coin's value. For example, a coin with a double strike error, where the coin was struck twice, can have a blurry or duplicated design. Or, a coin that's been struck off-center, where the image is misaligned, can create a distinct and valuable rarity. These errors are often hard to spot, but when you do find one, you're holding onto something special. Collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of rare coins, and the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin is no exception. If you happen to come across one with a minting error, it could be worth a lot more than a standard penny. But it's not just the errors that make this coin valuable, it's also the fact that uncirculated versions in excellent condition are highly sought after. When you combine these factors, you can see why the 1980 penny could be worth much more than its simple appearance suggests. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1980 penny actually be worth? While most 1980 pennies are worth just 1 cent, a well-preserved example in excellent condition or one with a rare minting error could fetch a significant price. In fact, a 1980 US Liberty 1-cent coin in pristine condition or with a minting error could be worth as much as $75,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $75,000. While it may sound incredible, it's true. Coins like the 1980 penny, which are either in exceptional condition or feature a rare minting error, can fetch impressive amounts at auctions or from serious collectors. So, if you have one of these coins, it could be time to have it appraised because it might be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, what do you do if you think you found a valuable 1980 penny? First, examine it closely. Look for signs of wear and determine if it's in uncirculated condition. If it is, great. You could already have a coin worth more than its face value. Then, inspect it for any minting errors. Check for things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or other unusual features that could make the coin even more rare. If you're unsure, consider getting the coin appraised by a professional. It could turn out to be a true treasure. Before we wrap up, here's a quick tip: always be on the lookout for coins like this, whether you're collecting or just checking your spare change. Coins that seem ordinary at first glance can sometimes be worth a fortune, and the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin is a perfect example of this. You never know when you'll come across something truly valuable. Third expensive coin, we're going to take a deep dive into a coin that might just be sitting in your collection, waiting to surprise you: the 1972 US Liberty 1-cent coin. Now, you might think of this as just another penny, but trust me, this little coin could be worth far more than its face value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be shocked at how much this coin could actually fetch in today's market. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1972 penny, like all other Lincoln pennies, is a symbol of America's rich history and heritage. It features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which has been part of the penny's design since 1959. The 1972 penny is part of the vast collection of coins minted in that era, but what sets this particular penny apart is its rarity, its condition, and, of course, its potential value. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced a massive number of pennies, particularly at the Denver Mint, which is where the D Mint mark comes from. That year alone, billions of pennies were released into circulation. So, what's the catch? While many of these pennies were used for everyday transactions and are now worn, scuffed, and damaged, a select few have survived in pristine condition. And it's these uncirculated, well-preserved pennies that have become the true treasures among collectors. You see, most of the pennies minted during that time were circulated and saw years of use. They've been in wallets, purses, and change jars. Over time, most coins from this era show wear and tear, losing their sharp details and clear inscriptions. But when a 1972 penny remains in uncirculated condition, with every feature still sharp and crisp, it becomes much more desirable. This is because collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been preserved well over the years. A coin that's in mint condition, where the design is still clear and detailed, with no visible signs of wear, can fetch a premium price. Coins like these are not easy to come by, especially after decades of circulation, making them highly sought after. If you happen to find a 1972 penny that looks like it just came from the mint, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. But it's not just about good condition. There's another important factor that can make a 1972 penny even more valuable: minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the coin production process, and these errors can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. For example, a double die error happens when a coin is struck twice, causing the design to appear doubled. Other types of errors might include off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned, or incorrect planchets, which can create interesting and unique coins. These types of mistakes make a coin stand out and can dramatically increase its value in the eyes of collectors. If your 1972 penny has any type of minting error, you could be holding a one-of-a-kind treasure. These coins are not just common everyday items, they become true rarities in the coin world. Even a small flaw, like a minor doubling of the design, can make the value of the coin skyrocket. Minting errors are rare, but when you find one, you can expect collectors to pay a premium for such a unique piece. Now, you're probably wondering, how much can a 1972 penny actually be worth? While most pennies from that year are worth just 1 cent, the 1972 penny in uncirculated condition or with a minting error can be worth significantly more. In fact, a 1972 US Liberty 1-cent coin in perfect condition or with a rare minting error could be worth as much as $88,000. Yes, you heard that right, $88,000. That's how much a single 1972 penny can be worth if it's in exceptional condition or has a rare minting flaw. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So, if you've ever stumbled upon a 1972 penny in your collection or found one in your spare change, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. It might be worth a small fortune, so, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1972 penny? First, inspect it closely. Look for any signs of wear and make sure it's in uncirculated condition. Then, check for any minting errors. Look for things like doubling of the design, misaligned strikes, or any unusual features. If you find something that looks different from a typical penny, it could be worth much more than face value. If you're unsure whether your penny is valuable or not, consider taking it to a professional coin dealer or appraiser. They can evaluate the coin's condition and check for any minting errors. Don't forget, even small imperfections in the minting process can make a huge difference in a coin's value. Before we end today's video, here's a quick tip: always keep an eye out for rare coins. Even pennies that seem ordinary could hold unexpected value. The 1972 US Liberty 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how something so small can hold incredible worth. Now, we're going to talk about one such coin, the 1975 US Liberty 1-cent coin. This particular penny, though it might appear as just another part of the everyday currency, has a history and value that will likely surprise you. The year 1975 was a pivotal time in U.S. history, with inflation on the rise and economic challenges in full swing. The 1975 penny was minted in Denver during this era, and millions of these coins flooded into circulation. But, despite the large mintage, not all of these pennies are created equal. In fact, some of them are worth a lot more than you might expect, depending on their condition, rarity, and specific characteristics. Let's talk about the design of the 1975 penny. Like all U.S. pennies minted from 1909 to the present day, it features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Lincoln, who led the nation through the Civil War, is depicted with a strong, serious expression, symbolizing his leadership and legacy. On the reverse side, we find the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced in 1959 as a tribute to Lincoln's enduring impact on the United States. Now, although the design is timeless, it's not just the imagery that can make a 1975 penny valuable, it's also about the condition of the coin. Most pennies from this era, like other coins used in daily transactions, saw a lot of wear and tear. After years of being passed through people's hands, stored in change jars, and tossed around in pockets, many of these pennies are not in the best condition. The result? Worn details, faded inscriptions, and a general lack of the sharp features that collectors prize. But here's the thing: some of the 1975 pennies were well preserved and remained in near perfect condition. These coins are incredibly rare and desirable among collectors. A penny that looks like it just came off the press, with all its fine details intact, is far more valuable than its face value. In fact, it's the uncirculated 1975 pennies, those that have been carefully preserved and stored away for decades, that have the potential to command high prices in the market. In addition to the condition of the coin, another factor that can make a 1975 penny stand out is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production, such as a misalignment, a double strike, or a design flaw. These errors create unique and rare coins that can be worth a lot more than the standard version. For example, a double-struck coin or one that's slightly off-center can make it much more valuable to collectors. These minting errors are often harder to spot, but they make all the difference in determining a coin's value. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 1975 penny actually worth? Well, for most people, a regular 1975 penny is worth just 1 cent. But, when you find one in pristine condition, or one that features a rare minting error, it can be worth significantly more. In fact, a well-preserved 1975 penny or one with a unique minting flaw can be worth as much as $55,000, that's right, $55,000. It might seem unbelievable, but it's true. Coins from this era, especially when they are in mint condition or have an unusual flaw, can skyrocket in value. So, if you have a 1975 penny in your collection, or if you happen to find one in your pocket change, it could be a rare and valuable piece. So, what should you do if you think you found a valuable 1975 penny? First, carefully examine the coin. Look for any signs of wear. If the coin still looks sharp and its details are crisp, you may have an uncirculated version, which is already valuable. Then, check for any minting errors. Look for double strikes, misalignments, or any other unique features that could make the coin even more rare. If you spot something that doesn't look quite right, it could be worth a lot more than a typical penny. If you're unsure whether your coin is truly valuable, it might be a good idea to have it appraised by a professional coin dealer. They can give you an accurate estimate of the coin's worth and let you know if it has any special features or errors that could make it a valuable collectible. Before we wrap up today's video, here's a final thought: even coins that seem like everyday items, like pennies, can hold incredible value. The 1975 US Liberty 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how an ordinary coin can become a rare treasure when preserved in excellent condition or when it has a minting error. So, next time you find a 1975 penny in your change, take a moment to look it over. It just might be worth far more than you think. Last unique coin, we're diving into a coin that might be hiding in your collection, waiting to surprise you: the 2001 US Liberty 1-cent coin. While it may seem like a modern penny, this small piece of currency could actually be worth far more than its face value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much a 2001 penny could fetch in today's market. The 2001 penny was minted during an interesting time in US history. The early 2000s marked a period of significant technological growth, and the country was navigating the effects of the 1990s economic boom. The US Mint produced billions of these pennies that year, and they were widely circulated in everyday transactions. On the surface, it might seem like just another penny from the early 21st century, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Let's start by talking about the design of the 2001 penny. Like all Lincoln cents, it features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, the face of a leader who guided the nation through its most challenging years. The reverse side of the coin still displays the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was used on the reverse of the penny from 1959 to 2008. The design is simple, yet powerful, evoking the long-lasting impact that Lincoln had on American history. However, what really makes the 2001 penny stand out to collectors is the condition in which it has survived. You see, the US Mint produced an enormous number of pennies in 2001, and most of them were circulated and used in daily transactions. Many of these pennies have suffered wear and tear over time, making them less valuable in the eyes of collectors. But, and this is the exciting part, some of the 2001 pennies have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. These are the coins that have not been exposed to the wear of circulation and still boast sharp, detailed features that collectors desire. Finding a coin in uncirculated condition is rare and highly prized by collectors. When a coin has been carefully preserved and stored away for decades, its value increases dramatically. That's why some 2001 pennies, despite being relatively modern, have managed to attract a lot of attention. Whether the coin has been carefully kept in a collection or stored away in a coin roll for years, a 2001 penny in perfect condition can easily fetch more than its face value. But what if your 2001 penny has something even more unique, perhaps a minting error? Minting errors occur during the production process and can give a coin a special characteristic that makes it different from others. These errors can range from minor issues like double strikes, where the coin's design appears twice, to more significant ones like off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned. These types of minting errors make the coin more interesting and much rarer. And when it comes to error coins, the rarer, the better. Collectors love these quirky, unique coins because they're one-of-a-kind pieces of history. So, how much is a 2001 penny actually worth? Well, a regular, circulated 2001 penny is worth just 1 cent. However, if you happen to have an uncirculated 2001 penny, or even better, a 2001 penny with a rare minting error, you could be holding something much more valuable. Believe it or not, a 2001 US Liberty 1-cent coin in uncirculated condition or with a minting error could be worth as much as $20,000, that's right, $20,000. It may seem hard to believe, but it's true. A modern penny, one that was minted just 2 decades ago, can have a value that far exceeds what you might expect. So, if you have a 2001 penny lying around in your change jar or coin collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look to see if it has any rare qualities or minting errors. If you think you have a 2001 penny that might be worth more than 1 cent, here's what you can do next. Start by carefully inspecting the coin for signs of wear and tear. If it looks like it has barely been touched and still features sharp, clear details, then you could have an uncirculated coin on your hands. Next, check the coin for any unusual features. Look for things like doubled images, off-center strikes, or other interesting errors. If you spot something that seems off, you might be holding a rare and valuable coin, and if you're still not sure about the value of your coin, consider taking it to a professional coin dealer or appraiser. These experts will be able to assess the condition of your coin and let you know if it has any special features that could increase its worth. Before we wrap up, here's a quick reminder: even the most common coins, like the 2001 penny, can hold incredible value if they're well preserved or have minting errors. It's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, you never know what hidden treasures might be waiting right under your nose. Thank you so much for joining us today to learn about the 2001 US Liberty 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep exploring the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Who knows, your next find could be worth a small fortune. Until next time, happy collecting.